All right, so today we are looking at a source from Cave Law that describes what they call a double impact tragedy. It's pretty heavy material, but the logic they lay out isn't just about the law. It's really about survival mechanics.
Is heavy, yeah. But you're right, that survival aspect is key. The source material really breaks down what happens when a family member dies because of someone else's negligence.
Right.
And that double impact is that intersection where, just pure emotional grief collides head on with a cold financial reality.
And that second impact, the financial one, it must hit way faster than people expect.
Oh, immediately.
The source lists the obvious things: medical bills, funeral costs,
Mm.
but then they get into lost future wages. And I have to be honest, that's a concept I always struggle with. How do you even put a price tag on a future that hasn't happened yet?
That's exactly where it gets so complicated, and it's why the source emphasizes professional help so strongly.
Hmm.
It isn't just looking at the person's last W-2 and, multiplying it by 20.
It can't be that simple.
No. You have to factor in inflation, projected promotions they would have likely received, retirement matching, even the economic value of, say, household services.
So it's essentially an actuarial projection of a life unlived.
Precisely. And if a family tries to calculate that on the back of a napkin while they're grieving, they are going to undervalue their own future. The legal concept here is negligence, and the goal is compensation to stabilize that future.
Speaking of negligence, I think most of us hear that word and we automatically picture like a highway pileup.
Yeah.
But looking at the sidebar links in the source material, it's way broader than that. They're referencing freezing roads, bus accidents, even animal attacks on public transit.
That really stood out to me, too. It is a startling reminder that negligence isn't just bad driving, it's a property owner failing to de-ice, or a city failing to secure a bus stop. The variables in daily life are just huge, but the legal remedy stays the same.
So if you're in this awful situation, facing that double impact, the source outlines 3 steps. And the first one is watch the clock.
Mm-hmm.
They mention a 2-year statute of limitations in Colorado, which to me actually sounds like a decent amount of time.
It sounds like a lot, right? But in the legal world, 2 years is a blink of an eye. And this is the part people miss. You can't walk into a law firm at month 23 and expect to file.
All right.
Building a wrongful death case takes months of investigation. You need to secure police reports, interview witnesses before their memories fade, hire experts.
So if you wait until you feel ready to deal with it, you might have already run out the clock on the investigation phase itself.
Exactly. The window to get compensation closes long before that actual 2-year mark if the groundwork isn't done.
Wow. Okay, that brings us to step 2, which is gather evidence. The source specifically says to save every single receipt. And I have to say, it feels almost insulting. You're mourning a spouse or a child, and you're supposed to be scanning parking receipts from the hospital.
It feels incredibly cold, absolutely. It feels wrong. But the source is brutal about this reality. The defense attorneys will ask for proof. They will challenge every single dollar.
Right.
If you claim funeral expenses but you don't have the invoice, that's money the surviving family just doesn't get. It's not about greed. It's about not letting the other side off the hook.
I guess that's the hard truth. And step 3 is to seek counsel. The source points to their own team, Cave Law, based in Aurora. But I noticed a specific credential that seemed like a throwaway line at first. They're authorized for the United States District Court for the District of Colorado.
That's actually a critical detail.
Is it?
Yeah, it sounds like a resume powder, but it really matters. If you're involved in a crash with, say, a large interstate trucking company, those cases often get moved to federal court because the parties are from different states.
Oh, so if your lawyer is only allowed in state court and the case goes federal,
Then you have a major problem. You need a team that can follow the fight wherever the jurisdiction takes it. And Cave Law emphasizes that, along with being available 24/7.
which connects right back to that whole clock issue. Accidents don't happen on a 9 to 5 schedule.
So the response can't either.
Right.
I mean, the main takeaway here is about restoration. Nothing brings the person back. But the legal system aims to clear the financial debris so the family doesn't lose their home while they are trying to learn how to live without their loved one.
It's a harsh reality, but a practical one. It really makes you realize that while we can't control the negligence of the world, whether it's a semi-truck or an icy sidewalk, we can control how we react to the aftermath. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. Take care of yourselves out there.